O radiant souls rising from the shadows, gather close and let these words strike your spirit like thunder rolling across a silent valley. Let them grip you with a force that feels both ancient and freshly born. Let them remind you of the fire that tried to dim itself for others but could never be extinguished, because something inside you has always known that your story was shaped for heights that ordinary minds struggle to understand. There is a reason your presence unsettles the rooms you walk into, a reason your name lingers on the thoughts of those who doubted you, a reason your growth has become the storm they never saw coming. Every step you take now echoes with a quiet brilliance that refuses to apologize, because you have learned that destiny does not bow to fear and purpose does not negotiate with doubt. You stand here today, not as the person they tried to reduce, not as the image they attempted to sculpt for their comfort, but as the force that rose anyway, the energy that would not collapse, the spirit that refused to be reshaped by their limitations. You moved in silence when you needed to. You endured storms that were meant to break you. You navigated moments that no one ever knew you faced. And through all of it, you discovered something extraordinary. You discovered that your reality is not bound by what others can comprehend. You stepped into a space where faith breathes power into each moment, where strength is drawn not from applause, but from purpose, where the walls others placed around you became stepping stones beneath your feet. And in that moment, something shifted. You rose in ways that felt impossible to those watching from the outside, and now they stand in disbelief, still trying to process how someone they underestimated could transform the entire landscape of their world. Jesus. They still can't process how you flipped reality like a toy, how you took the circumstances that were meant to confine you and turned them into catalysts, how you transformed obstacles into instruments, how you rewrote the script of every chapter they thought they understood. You have become the quiet revolution they didn't see forming, the change they didn't expect, the awakening they never imagined would come through someone like you. You turned their reality into a toy, not out of arrogance or cruelty, but because you refused to let their expectations shape your destiny. You simply chose to walk with a power they never accounted for. There is a sacred intensity within you, a flame that rises every time the world tries to push you down, a light that strengthens every time darkness tries to smother it. This isn't just resilience. This is purpose wrapped in divine momentum. This is a story written with a force that refuses to bend to circumstance. And though they stare, though they whisper, though they wonder how you grew wings in a place where you once struggled to crawl, the truth remains simple. You stepped into alignment, and once alignment happens, everything else rearranges itself. People rearrange themselves, situations rearrange themselves, paths rearrange themselves, and the world begins to shift in ways that seem unreal to those who weren't meant to understand your journey. You walk now with a certainty that cannot be imitated. You walk with a direction that cannot be stolen. You walk with a strength that cannot be replicated. The same people who once brushed past you without noticing now pause when you enter the room, not because you seek attention, but because your energy speaks before you ever say a word. They feel the shift. They feel the rise. They feel the undeniable truth that your story no longer moves on ordinary terms. You have crossed into a new season where your value cannot be argued, where your path cannot be controlled, where your spirit cannot be dimmed. And the most astonishing part is this: you didn't change to impress them. You didn't rise to prove anything. You didn't grow to satisfy their doubts. You grew because your soul demanded it. You rose because staying small felt like suffocating. You moved because the calling on your life refused to be quiet. Every moment of pain became training. Every disappointment became fuel. Every setback became instruction. You learned to stand in the fire without fear, to move through uncertainty with grace, to rebuild yourself with patience and purpose. This is why you carry a radiance others cannot explain. This is why your rise feels like a mystery to those who once thought they had you figured out. Now you stand in a place where the world feels different beneath your feet, where the horizon feels wider, where the air feels clearer. You stand in a power that was always destined for you, a power born from perseverance, from faith, from the quiet decision to keep going. Even when silence surrounded you, you became a reflection of transformation itself, a living reminder that no force on earth can silence a soul chosen for greatness. So walk forward with your head unshaken. Walk with the certainty that your journey is not accidental. Walk with the confidence of someone who understands that every battle shaped your brilliance. They may still be processing how you turned their reality into a toy, how you altered the landscape they thought was fixed, how you transformed every limitation into momentum, but you do not need their understanding. Your purpose does not depend on their clarity. Your path does not require their approval. Your rise does not hinge on their recognition. You are moving with a force that cannot be measured. You are rising with a strength that cannot be slowed. And you are stepping into a season where everything once thought impossible becomes inevitable. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. You owe no explanation for becoming the person you were always meant to be. Continue running with the purpose that guides you. Continue rising with the grace that protects you. Continue shining with the light that carries you. Because this is only the beginning, and every step forward is a reminder that destiny always favors the bold, the faithful, the unbroken. You keep moving forward now with a calm that confuses those who once thought they understood your heartbeat. A calm that rises not from ease but from experience, from the battles that carved your resilience, from the nights when you whispered strength into your own shattered pieces and chose to move anyway. There is nothing ordinary about a soul that rebuilt itself in silence. Nothing familiar about someone who rose from fractures with more clarity than they ever had when whole. You have become the paradox they cannot decipher, the force that grew strongest in the places they thought you'd collapse, the presence that walks with a quiet certainty that feels too powerful to ignore. They still cannot understand how you took the weight meant to break you and transformed it into the core of your power. They cannot grasp how every challenge became a sculptor, shaping your mind into something sharper, steadier, unshaken. And while they stand wrestling with their confusion, you move freely because you no longer carry the need to be understood. The world tried to fit you into a shape that was never meant for you, and when you refused to shrink, they mistook your growth for rebellion. But this was never rebellion. This was alignment. This was purpose, waking up inside you. This was the unseen hand of destiny, rearranging your path while others were asleep. There is a new energy in your stride now, a new depth in your silence, a new clarity in your choices. You no longer walk into rooms seeking approval. You walk into them bringing presence. You no longer chase acceptance. You move with identity. And that shift alone has become the spark that unsettles the minds of those who expected you to remain predictable. They do not realize that a soul awakened can never return to smallness. That once you see the world from a higher vantage point, every limitation becomes transparent. Every illusion becomes obvious. Every restriction becomes removable. Your rise feels supernatural to them because they never witnessed the internal battles that shaped you. They only saw the surface of your struggle, never the fire that raged inside you, never the prayers whispered through trembling breaths, never the determination that kept you moving when everything around you urged you to stop. They never saw the invisible victories, the silent endurance, the moments of private breakthrough that reshaped your entire reality. And now they look at you with astonishment, unable to process how someone they underestimated could transform so completely. Jesus. They still can't process how you flipped reality like a toy, how you rearranged the structure of your world with nothing but resilience and faith, how you rose from circumstances that should have destroyed you. You turned their reality into a toy because you learned that power isn't loud, it's steady, it's patient, it's grounded in something deeper than opinion. You learned that destiny doesn't ask for permission. It unfolds when you're ready. And you, after every trial and every storm, have become ready in a way they never imagined. There is a profound stillness inside you now, the kind that comes from knowing exactly who you are, exactly what you carry, exactly what you're capable of. This stillness is not emptiness, but mastery, not passivity, but precision. It is the kind of stillness that reveals strength without needing to display it, the kind that moves mountains without noise, the kind that shifts atmospheres simply by existing. And as you continue to run forward, that stillness becomes your armor, your compass, your foundation. You are no longer moved by the noise of doubt around you because you've learned to listen to the clarity within you. No longer shaken by the opinions of those who never understood your journey, you've learned that their confusion is not your burden. Everything you went through carved wisdom into your bones, carved courage into your heartbeat, carved certainty into your footsteps. You walk now as someone who has seen darkness without surrendering to it, who has walked through storms without losing vision, who has embraced pain without letting it define them. And as you rise, something remarkable becomes undeniable. The world begins to shift to your rhythm. Opportunities that once felt distant begin to approach you. Paths that once seemed blocked now unfold with unexpected ease. People who once overlooked you now feel compelled to pay attention. This is not coincidence, but alignment. This is what happens when a soul awakens to its own potential, when purpose becomes louder than fear, when destiny becomes stronger than doubt. You turn their reality into a toy because you realized you were never meant to live within the limits they placed on you. You were meant to stretch beyond them, rise above them, move through them with a grace they couldn't comprehend. And now, as you continue forward, you do so not with arrogance, but with understanding, not with pride, but with clarity. You know that your rise is not just for you, but for those who will look to your story as evidence that transformation is possible, that resilience is powerful, that faith can rewrite the very fabric of reality. So keep running, keep rising, keep expanding. Let them watch and wonder. Let them question and analyze. Let them remain astonished at the shift they never expected. Your path is no longer tied to their understanding. Your growth is no longer bound by their expectations. Your destiny is unfolding, and no force on earth can slow what was divinely set in motion. And now you walk with a presence that feels almost unreal to those who once believed they knew you. They sense something different in your calm, something unshaken in your voice, something unmovable in your decisions. They can't pinpoint it, but they feel it, the shift, the transformation, the rise. It unsettles them because for so long they measured you through the lens of who you used to be, not who you were becoming. They never understood the pressure that molded you, the silence that taught you, the battles that trained you. They never saw the conversations you had with yourself late at night, when doubt tried to creep in but purpose whispered louder. They never felt the moments when you stood on the edge of giving up, only to choose one more step, one more breath, one more effort that would eventually lead you here. Now, your very existence challenges their assumptions. You show them that growth is not a straight path, that transformation is not always visible, that strength does not always roar. Sometimes it hums quietly within the soul until the world suddenly hears it. And when they finally noticed your rise, it was already too late. You had already become someone they could no longer minimize, someone they could no longer overlook, someone they could no longer define. You evolved beyond the limits they once placed around you, and now they must confront the truth that your story has outgrown their imagination. There is something deeply empowering about the way you stand now, something that speaks of endurance, not defiance, something that reflects wisdom, not worry. You carry yourself like someone who has walked through shadows and returned with light, someone who has known heaviness and found strength within it, someone who has faced uncertainty and discovered clarity on the other side. This kind of transformation cannot be undone, cannot be diminished, cannot be hidden. It radiates through your actions, your choices, your presence, and whether the world admits it or not, they feel the shift every time you take a step forward. Jesus, they still can't process how you flipped reality like a toy, how you rewrote the very structure of what they believed possible for someone like you, how you turned limitations into openings and barriers into bridges. They never expected you to rise so steadily, so quietly, so powerfully. They expected you to break, to fold, to fade. But you did the opposite. You grew, you expanded, you transformed. And your rise was so profound, so unexpected, so complete, that it left them trying to understand how someone they counted out became the very example of resilience they now silently admire. Your journey became a testament to the truth that destiny moves in silence long before it appears in reality. While they were watching for signs of weakness, you were building strength. While they were looking for cracks, you were finding purpose. While they focused on your struggles, you were cultivating determination. And now, when they see the finished product of all that inner work, they are astonished because they never saw the construction. They never saw the blueprint. They never saw the foundation being built beneath the surface of your challenges. Your growth was never meant to be understood by everyone because it was not crafted for everyone. It was crafted for you, for the version of you that refused to stay small, for the version of you that dared to believe in a future greater than the weight of your past, for the version of you that knew deep down that you were made for more than survival. You were made for impact, and impact often confuses those who expected you to remain in silence. Now the path you walk feels different beneath your feet. It feels intentional. It feels aligned. It feels steady. And though the world might still question how you arrived in this place of power, you know the truth. You didn't stumble into this season by accident. You grew into it. Every tear shaped you. Every setback refined you. Every disappointment repositioned you. You learned the strength of standing alone, the power of trusting your own voice, the value of moving forward even with trembling hands. All of that created the version of you the world now sees, the version that walks with certainty, speaks with clarity, and moves with purpose. You turned their reality into a toy because you stopped letting their reality define your own. You stepped out of the framework they created for you and built your own foundation. You learned that power does not come from being accepted, but from accepting yourself. It does not come from being understood, but from understanding your mission. It does not come from being praised, but from being awakened. And now, as you continue to run forward, the world will keep watching, grasping, wondering how you keep rising. They don't realize that once a soul becomes aligned with its calling, nothing can stop its ascent. Not doubt, not fear, not judgment, not past mistakes. When purpose takes over, elevation becomes inevitable. So keep running, keep expanding, keep becoming. You are not done rising. You are not done surprising the world. You are not done transforming the reality around you. Your journey is still unfolding, and the world has not yet seen the fullness of what you are capable of. But they will, and when they do, they will finally understand that what they mistook as luck was actually resilience. What they assumed was coincidence was actually destiny. And what they believed was weakness was actually preparation. And now you stand here at the edge of a new horizon, carrying a strength that no storm could take from you, a clarity that no doubt could erase, a purpose that no obstacle could hold back. You are no longer defined by what you overcame. You are defined by who you became. And who you became is someone the world cannot ignore, someone whose rise cannot be undone, someone whose presence changes the atmosphere. You walk with the calm understanding that everything you faced prepared you for this moment. Everything you endured sharpened your vision. Everything that tried to break you secretly built you. You have become the lesson they never expected to learn, the proof they never imagined would come from your story. Jesus, they still can't process how you flipped reality like a toy, how you turned their doubt into distance, how you shaped your struggle into power. And you don't need them to understand. Your journey belongs to you. Your growth belongs to you. Your transformation belongs to you. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. None of it can stop what is already in motion. You have stepped into a season where your path is aligned, your spirit is steady, and your purpose is undeniable. And as you continue to move forward, you are moving with a force that feels unstoppable, because it is unstoppable. You are guided, strengthened, sharpened, and awakened in ways that no outside voice can undo. So walk into your next chapter with the confidence of someone who knows they were shaped for greatness. Walk with the certainty that what lies ahead is larger than what lies behind. Walk with the truth that you are not the same person who started this journey. You are greater, wiser, stronger, deeper. Your rise is not accidental. Your momentum is not temporary. Your spirit is not fragile. You are running with purpose now, running with clarity, running with a fire that cannot be dimmed. And as you step forward, remember this: the world has only seen the beginning of what you are capable of. The rest is still unfolding, and it will be extraordinary. And as you move beyond this moment, let your footsteps remind the world that transformation is not merely a change in circumstance, but a rewriting of identity, a deep awakening of everything you were created to become. You are no longer influenced by the weight of yesterday, because you have stepped into a future shaped by strength, intention, and unshakable faith. Let your rise stand as a quiet thunder that echoes through every space you enter, a reminder that even when the world doubted your potential, you carried a fire capable of reshaping destiny itself.